Hey everyone, I just read Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, and I don't use this comparison lightly, but that felt a lot like Season 8 of Game of Thrones to me. It's been a while since I've read a series that fumbled its ending quite so hard. It's a book about the kingdom of Ravka, which finds itself threatened on all sides by its neighbours Fjerda and Shuhan, and the suddenly returned and rapidly expanding Scar of Darkness, and its king, Nikolai Lantsov, trying to hold things together at all costs. The pros? Much like with King of Scars, Nina and Hannah's plots were the most engaging parts of the book in my opinion. They're just much more interesting characters doing much more interesting things than the vast majority of the cast for most of the novel. And on that note, it was great to have the crows back for a little while too. This book probably has the biggest focus on world politics of the entire franchise, and it was great. I really enjoyed the twists and turns of the war, and its culmination in the climactic battle was actually fantastic. It was a great rollercoaster ride, especially with its mix of fantasy and industrial warfare. And the book does take some pretty big risks in killing off certain characters and changing certain others. I don't think they all worked, and I have a bit to say about that in the cons, but I do admire that the author took them at all, so there's that. The cons? I really did not like much about the ending. It does bring the story started way back in Shadow and Bone to a conclusion, but as I mentioned at the start of this review, it has major Season 8 of Game of Thrones vibes. About the only part of it I did like was where Nina and Hannah ended up. The rest of it was crap. I also really did not like how much plot from the Shadow and Bone trilogy gets dragged back up into the spotlight here. That story had a perfectly functional ending. I hate how this book kept bringing parts of it back without actually doing anything interesting with them. And by the final page, some of them aren't even resolved. Just let it go. And I feel like Nikolai kind of gets sidelined in his own story. He still does a lot, still has a full character arc, but he doesn't feel like the protagonist compared to someone like Zoya, and I feel like he got done a bit dirty, honestly. What a wild ride this book was. There's a lot of it I really liked, and a lot of it I really didn't, and overall I wanted to enjoy it more than I did. Because this is the last book in the series at the time of writing, I can't really recommend it if you're not already a fan. There's just too much context from too many different series needed to go into this one blind. But if you are caught up on everything, if King of Scars didn't do anything for you, I don't think this book is going to be worth it. And I'm giving Rule of Wolves a C. It was actually closing in on an A right up until the ending. Sorry. What should I read next? Comment a suggestion down below. If you liked the review and want to see more, please like, subscribe, and share the video around. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.